In the previous lesson, you've learned how to handle errors using the try-catch blocks. Identifying errors is an important part of responding and resolving issues in your T-SQL code. There are two ways to obtain the error information in T-SQL. Within the scope of a catch block of a try-catch construct, you can use the system function or use the throw statement to return your own custom error messages. The throw statement can also be used to raise system errors that have been handled by a catch block in order to pass them to the calling procedure or application. In this lesson, you will learn how to use the system error functions as well as the throw statement. You will learn how to return detailed information about errors using the error object functions and use throw to raise user-defined errors and pass runtime errors. First, let's see how to query the error objects. Inside the catch block, there are a number of specialized functions to return information about the error. These functions should be used inside a catch block. If they are used outside a catch block, they will return nulls. SQL Server provides a set of metadata about runtime errors that can be queried to return information about them. Let's see what the metadata is. It includes the unique ID number of the error, which is accessible with the error number function, the text of the error message, which is accessible with the error message function, the severity of the error expressed as a number between 1 and 25, which is accessible with the error severity function, the name of the stored procedure or other routine that was executing when the error occurred, which is accessible with the error procedure function, and the number of the line in which the error was encountered in the batch or routine, which is accessible with the error line function. And the error procedure function will return a null if the error was encountered outside of a named stored procedure or function. All the values returned correspond to the sysmessages view, which contains information about all the errors, including system and user-defined. Now let's see how to use these messages to retrieve the errors. Let's modify the catch block. Let's use select the error number. Let's call it error number, error message, error severity, error procedure, and error line. Let's execute this query, and it will return all the error information that we are looking for. The error procedure came back with a null because the error was encountered outside of a named stored procedure or function. So, now that we have seen how to use these functions, let's see how to use the throw statement. In previous versions of SQL Server, developers and administrators used the raise error function to pass user-defined error messages to procedures and client applications. This required adding the messages to the system catalog using the add message procedure and added complexity to deploying and managing SQL Server-based applications. SQL Server 2012 provides the new throw statement, which is a successor to the raise error statement, and it does not require defining errors in the sysmessages table. Raise error could only invoke user-defined messages. It was unable to pass a system error. Throw statement enables you to raise user-defined errors as well as the system errors. Throw also enables you to include error handling code in a catch block to raise the original runtime error and pass it to an upper layer, such as a calling stored procedure or a client application. And there are two methods for using throw. From any location within your T-SQL code, you can invoke throw with parameters to raise a user-defined error message. And from within a catch block, you can use throw without any parameters to re-raise the original error that invoked the catch block. One thing to remember when using the throw statement to handle user-defined errors is that the error number argument is an int data type and must be greater than 50,000. Values less than 50,000 are reserved for system messages. Now let's see some examples on how to use the throw statement. The first example shows how to invoke the throw with parameters to raise a user-defined error message. You can see that the error message number is 55,000, which is greater than 50,000. Like we discussed earlier, any value less than 50,000 is reserved for system messages. And this example shows how to use the throw statement within a catch block to re-raise the original error that invoked the catch block. And as you can see, in this example, we don't use any parameters to the throw statement. Let's execute this query and see what the results will look like. Let's open a new query and paste the query that we just saw. Let's execute this query and it displays the error message. Let's see if we can use the throw statement within the catch block to raise a custom error message. Let's pass some parameters to the throw statement. Let's say 55,000 and say this division is not possible. Let's add a comma here and click on execute. And it displays the error message that we passed as a parameter to the throw statement. Throw used in a catch block allows you to retain the error information even after handling it locally. In a catch block, throw can raise a system error message, but raise error cannot. Raise error has been deprecated since SQL Server 2008 R2, so please avoid using it. So, now that we've learned about the throw statement, let's revisit what we've learned so far in this module. We have learned how SQL Server behaves when an error occurs in T-SQL code, why we need to add structured exception handling to the code, how to implement it, how to create try and catch blocks in T-SQL code, how to return detailed information about errors using the error object functions, and how to use throw to raise user-defined errors and pass system errors in T-SQL code. In the next module, you will learn what transactions are